Okay, so in today's video about JasmyCoin, I want to talk about this move on the upside and tell you, can this be a very strong bullish sign, or maybe this is going to be just a simple trap and we are going to see soon some more downward price action. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And if you remember the last time that we talked about Jasmy, we were right around here and I was saying this is a support area from daily time frame, and off of it we can get a move on the upside, and we did get our move up. But the question is this actually an optimistic sign? Well, you see, we talked about this subject I think also in the previous video. If you want to say the bottom is in right in here, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low a 1 2 3 4 5 wave impulsive structure up, which the rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulse, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. Remember this is a big no in Elliott's waves. And now let's go on the live chart, zoom in more and see what is happening. So this is essentially my main problem in JasmyCoin at the moment. I think if you want to say this is a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up, you need to measure the length of your wave 3 and see, is it the smallest wave or not? Because if it is the smallest wave, well, okay, unfortunately this structure is not going to be allowed. Let's measure it from this point to about here and compare it to the other waves. Is it smaller than our wave 1? As you can see, by a decent margin, yes. Is it also smaller than wave 5? It seems like also yes. So this structure essentially is not allowed, which puts JasmyCoin at a bit of a tricky spot, because I'm gonna say, sure, finding an impulse in this area is possible, do not get me wrong, but if I'm gonna find it, it is going to look so odd to a degree that is going to make me say, you know what, maybe this isn't really going to be my primary case, and I'm going to consider it as my alternate scenario. So with that said, what is going to be my primary case? I can tell you maybe this is going to be from this point to about here, an A-leg correction for wave B to about here, and then another impulse on the upside into wave C, followed by that a correction down, and this can be another ABC on the upside, sorry about that, okay, and on a higher degree, well, okay, basically we are having a WXY in form of a double zigzag. Can we have some other possibilities? Absolutely, but that's not really the point. The point is finding an impulse off of the lowest low in this region in Jasmy is a bit challenging, so we should consider the possibility of having some sort of a corrective movement off of this point, which means unfortunately we may see some more moves on the downside in order to take the lowest low down here about 1.1 cents, and I just do not want to see Jasmy getting a break of this important daily time frame support. Why is that? Because under here we're not really having a whole lot of strong supports, and you may see at that point our move down continuing for quite a bit. So for now, at least in terms of Elliott's waves, we may not look necessarily optimistic. What about classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances? You see, we talked about this before. In terms of classic TA, we are having a very important, let's say for now, support area from weekly and daily time frame at the same time, and it is between 1.45 to about 1.5 cents. Now, I think it's very important to understand that right now we cannot say this support is broken. Why is that? Because if you want to say this is broken, you need to go on weekly chart and see a candle close under here, followed by that a pullback to the broken area, and then a continuation of the move down in order to take this low. And having said that, let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in more and see, do we have that or not? So let's just put the chart on logarithmic and zoom in. Okay, as you can see, so far we definitely have a candle close, and we can say maybe the current move up is going to be just a simple pullback. And what's going to happen next? Unfortunately, we may see a continuation of the move down. In other words, when you go on some lower time frames, you can definitely say this is our initial breaking phase, and then we are having a pullback, which also in terms of Elliott's waves does kind of look corrective. And it means, well, we should definitely be a bit careful in this area and not jump into any unnecessary bullish or bearish conclusion. I think we need to wait this one out and see what is going to happen. And for now, based on my primary case, we may see some more moves on the downside in JasmyCoin. The question is, what needs to happen in Jasmy in order for me to change my mind and consider the bullish possibility as my primary case? You probably know it. I need to see a very strong move up in JasmyCoin in order to get back above this important level, and then above it I want to see a consolidation pattern and then another move on the upside. If we do something like this, fair enough. At that point, I am going to flip my primary scenario to the bullish one and say probably this point is our final bottom. However, based on what I'm seeing, I think right now it's a bit too soon to talk about this possibility. For now, I can tell you maybe this is going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to have a very slow and choppy move up, which means after it, we may have another move down. And finally, let's check out indicators and see what is going on in that area as well. And let's start by checking them in weekly time frame. Okay, as you can see in MACD, unfortunately, we are having a sell signal. However, in stock RSI, sure, at the moment we are having a sell signal, which is not necessarily a good sign, but pay attention to this. At the moment, we are somewhere around the oversold area, and it seems like that we are kind of running out of momentum. So this can be definitely a bullish sign. And for example, let's check out some previous cases when we were right around the oversold region and we got a buy signal. This is a beautiful example, and from here about 2.2 cents we got about like a 150% move up. What about here? Also from this region about 1.9 cents we got about a 20-25% move up. Okay, not that bad. In this example, unfortunately, we didn't really see a big move up, so we can definitely argue this didn't work, and this I think can be considered as another example. And from 2.5 cents we got like 100% move on the upside. So as you can see, more often than not, when we are around the oversold region in stock RSI and we get a buy signal, we are going to see at that point a decent move up in Jasmy. But the point is, right now we do not have that buy signal and we need to wait a bit more and see a signal in here, and at that point, okay, we can be a bit optimistic. But again, overall, if we are going to see a signal in here soon, I do not want to see JasmyCoin being under this very important support area. And let's go on daily chart. Okay, in here we actually do have some bullish signs, because in MACD it seems like that we want to have a buy signal, and in stock RSI we are having one already. Now this is a very important point. In MACD, this buy signal at the moment at least is not confirmed yet. We need to wait until the current daily candle closes, and at that point, if we get this thing, okay, fair enough. I guess you can say this is an optimistic sign. And do we actually have a bullish divergence in MACD on daily time frame or not? No, you see, we had that, but unfortunately we broke it, which caused a massive move down. So don't get me wrong, we can identify some optimistic signs in this region, but for me, those are not enough. I need to see a very strong move up in Jasmy in order to get back above this important level, which again, the higher band of it is about 1.5 cents. And I want to see after it a consolidation pattern above it and then another move up, because if we go above here, we can also get a very quick move down. And for all we know, this is going to be just a simple fake out. However, if we do some consolidating above this region, at that point, we can say it with quite a bit of confidence that we are actually bullish, and maybe this was just a simple fake out. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Jasmy's chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent EA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.